The news is music to the ears of long-wave listeners and supporters, many of them signed a 5,000-strong petition to keep the platform. It remains unclear how long the reprieve on Radio 4 long-wave will last, or whether BBC will shelve plans to axe the service amid mounting pressure to do so. Paul King-Dishon was surprised to find the BBC World Service in English in the DRM mode on 11830, June 18th at 0610 and 0630. Apparently testing, including the journaling data channel at 0633, which it turned out had news stories which were 2 years old, as Dave Kenny points out. Harry Frey reports as of June 13th, Coast Guard station NMG in New Orleans has been off the air for several weeks. That is, no weather facts, voice transmissions, or NavTex broadcasts. Troublesome for us who live along the Gulf Coast and depend on their daily weather broadcasts. We contacted USCG Communications Command and retired. It's been degraded since 18 April. We're still trying to fix the issue. That is NavTex. HF broadcasts have been degraded since the 7th of May. We're working to resolve the issue. David Cole sent an editorial from the Wall Street Journal June 15th. The art of a spectrum deal. At long last, Republicans have struck the deal to auction more government spectrum as part of the tax bill. Federal agencies have resisted relinquishing their spectrum even when they aren't putting it to good use, and don't want private companies building in their spectrum backyards. The Defense Department claims private deployment in certain frequency bands will disrupt its systems, though the FCC disagrees. The deal would give FCC authority to auction 800 megahertz of spectrum through 2034, with 500 of that coming from government agencies within the 1.3 and 10.5 gigahertz bands, especially useful for mobile providers. Reports have been made in the press as of June 13th that as a result of the Iran-Israel war, Voice of America is resuming its Farsi language broadcasts. However, there's nothing about shortwave in particular, and Radio Farda is also the name of the U.S. service in the Persian language. If on shortwave, the obvious site to use for that would be Kuwait, but we have no info about that, as it's supposedly being turned down. Anyhow, according to the Washington Post, VOA told more than 50 employees to come back to work immediately amid escalating military action between Iran and Israel. Meanwhile, via Bill Tolford and Mike Cooper, U.S. House Oversight Committee has launched an investigation into security and management failures at the U.S. Agency for Global Media. We've seen a lengthy letter directed to Carrie Lake, and signed by, among others, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The name is James Comer. John Friedel says the fact that both Comer and Greene's signatures are on the letter raises my suspicions about their allegations immediately. Both are inveterate partisans, not unwilling to exaggerate or even make things up to suit their purposes. Meanwhile, the Greenville transmitters are still on standby because Glenn Swiderski, the former engineer there who's keeping up with what's going on, tells me as of June 14th, Macon Dale is still at the station. It appears the right hand doesn't know what the left is doing. They asked him what it would cost to run the next couple of hours a week to keep them going. And now that the Jewish folks are blowing stuff up, I'm wondering what the thoughts are on shutting Kuwait down. In Nassau, Richard Cuff says, I was down on the right side of WMLK, a Servants of Yahweh transmitter, and came across a billboard with an arcane scripture and the fallen Earl, www.wlc.org. That refers to the ministry behind the rotating antenna and 500 kilowatt transmitter at WBCQ. Perhaps we'll see these folks showing up elsewhere on the shortwave dial. Bill Telford replies, they have periodically stuck a toe in other stations, probably partly because of the downtime history up in Monticello. I would not expect to see them snap up a lot of lower power stuff unless the 500 kilowatt acts up a lot in the future. That would be like drinking decaf after being strung out on espresso. If an entire station with at least 100 kilowatts were to go on the block, Who knows? Toronto forwards a story from cordcutternews.com. Legendary radio host Dr. Demento announces retirement after 55 years. A bittersweet moment for the fans of Monday music and radio history. Dr. Demento is really very handsome. The iconic host of his show, now at the age of 84. Confession of what he said was the last of his regular shows. James Brennan, KG5JST, replies, "The end of an era. Hard to believe that Dr. Demento is retiring. He was a big part of my teenage years, which I credit with giving me much of my love of radio as a medium. The reason was that my mother did not like the show." Vatican News reports that on the anniversary of his priestly ordination, Pope Leo XIV has traveled to the Vatican Radio Shortwave Transmission Center in the town of Santa Maria de Galleria in the Lazio region, expressing his gratitude for the work carried out with fidelity and continuity. Joe Hannon reminds us of a site making for nearly 2,000 web receivers around the world. Not the one for Kiwis in particular. This one is www.rx-tx.info. The propagation outlook from SWPC issued June 16th. AM KNSC is peaking at 25 and 5, June 25th. 15 and 4 on July 1st and 2nd, 5th and 6th. The quietest states of only 5 and 2 are June 19th and 22nd, 29th and 30th, July 4th and 10th. Solar flux descending from 140 on June 20th to 110 by July 2nd, back up to 160 by July 12th. For much more info, consult our website, worldofradio.com. With many thanks to all our contributors and stations. Inviting you to hear me again next week. Glenn Hauser here, concluding World of Radio 2300 with a standard disclaimer.
With transmitters located in Germany, this is Shortwave Radio.
What do you hear over the air? Sweet serenade. Though you don't know just what it means, dust your shoes off, shake out your jeans, get on your feet, jump to the beat of the This is Shortwave Radio. Oh, I love it.
It's 2100 hours in the UK, 2200 hours in Central Europe. From Germany on 75 and 49 meters. This is Shortwave Radio.
Every time I go for the mailbox, gotta hold myself down.
It's the Letterbox Show on Shortwave Radio. Wir haben Post. Und damit willkommen zur Letterbox